Oh, Vix, what's popping? So, past the first phase of a 50K challenge, I am currently up 6%. So, I think it's what, like 1 point something percent on this. We have taken two trades. This trade was called out last night. This trade was called out last week, but somehow messed up the risk on that. But that's all good. But this is the second phase. Need to make 2,500. First phase had to make 4,000. Made a tiny bit over that. So we passed that. And then the statistics for this, if we go back here, these first four, one of them I passed the first part, the other ones I lost. So I failed three before this one. And those were all with higher risk reward. This one made it the 8%, 4,000. This is the first phase. As you can see, we took one loss here, another loss here. But overall, we're trending, boys. We're trending upwards. And then took 23 days to pass. It probably would have taken like 16 or 17 days to pass. But we had that thing where I lost when I was like $20 away literally from passing. So that's life. That's how it happens. The statistics, 36 trades, 91% win rate, average risk reward. That is the average risk reward because during this thing I was experimenting with 10 to 1s, 20 to 1s, and then going back to 5 to 1. So if we look at the trade history, the first whole bunch of these trades were 10 to 1s. Some of them, like this one, was a little bit more, but the majority of them were 10 to 1s until I had this loss. And then I started doing 5 to 1s. And then kept going, kept going. I was $20 away right here, lost, and then I went to 20 to 1s to just experiment, try it out. Didn't like it at all, and then went back to 5 to 1s and we passed. So that's that. And then the other one, the one that we're on right now, so far up 1.25%. We've only been doing it for 2 days. And the statistics, two trades, 100%. And it's just those two trades right now. So hopefully I need 5 more wins. Hopefully by next week or week and a half, I will have the account. Hopefully. But yeah, so far this week we have called out a whole bunch of wins. So ACAD was the first one. If we look, price is going up, right? Higher low, higher low, higher low, breaking structure. Just normal how we do everything. And price had this level of resistance. It broke out with this candle. Buy limit, stop loss at the low. Targeted a 5 to 1. And then price came down, tapped it, boom, just like that. ACHF was last night. I put out a screenshot. I said if price breaks and closes above this, I'll be looking to take buys. Price closed above. Did not take it because I fell asleep, but I called it out. And stop loss was below the low. And price ended up hitting TP. This one was last night. If you look on the daily, you can see that price had this big push, broke structure, came up, lower high, strong push, another lower high, right? And then we pushed below this. And I was looking at maybe selling it right here, but then price came all the way up here. When I saw it, it was already up there. So then I entered right there, hit TP in literally like 2 minutes. Pretty sweet. GCAD, if you look on the daily, completely bullish, only looking for buys, no reason to look for anything else. Price pushed up, higher low, pushed up. We have a demand zone right here, stop loss below the low, came down, tapped it. Beautiful. This one right here was called out by somebody in my Discord. This was not a trade I found, and I took it, and it won. So price is going up. Very, very bullish, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. And he called it out, and I said, you know what? That actually looks pretty good. Let me take it. And bought right here off of this big level of support. Stop loss below the low. If we had a higher risk reward, what I used to do, something like that, I would have 100% lost that trade. So beautiful trade called out by him. And then so far, that's it. The 5 wins that we've got so far this week. Very, very, very good. But yeah, that's it, man. I mean, I think I should be able to pass it by next week or maybe like the week after. If there's no losses, hopefully there's no losses. That would suck. But yeah, I only need 5 more trades because we are at 50,600 something, and we only need 52,500. So we're about $2,000 away, a little less than $2,000 away. And every trade, on average, when I do take the 5-to-1s, is usually around 380, 370, sometimes as low as 350, but right around there. And with 5 trades, I should be able to hit that. And we should be able to get this account funded. And I think it's really cool to be able to update people and show people. I've had a few people say, like, can you show us the prop firm challenge and how it's going? And, it might be possible to pass it with negative risk reward. Well, here's the result. The first one took really, really long. I'm not going to lie, but, I had 2 losses. And, it took, started at 8 August 5th, and then the last trade was September 20th. So it's about a month and a half, man, that it took. But, there was some losses in the way and some things happened. And honestly, if you look back at all these trades, these first trades, if every single one of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, if all of those would have been 5-to-1s, I would have passed it straight up just like that in the first 2 weeks. Because if every trade is 350 to 380 range and I need 4,000, $4,000 to pass, and I take 10, 11, 12 of those, I think you need 12 trades to pass. So all 12 trades, if they were all this, I would have passed. Let's fact check that real quick. So let's do 350. Actually, let's do 370. That's probably what the average of it is, times 12. Yeah, we would have passed, man. We would have passed. So a few things that I've learned throughout this challenge is, 1, 5-to-1s are probably the best. It's probably the best in between. 10-to-1s is too small. When you're making 150, 270, 200, whatever, this is a 20-to-1, that's less. When you're making something that small, it's hard. First of all, you have to win 10 trades to make up a loss. So that's not very good. And when you're doing a 20-to-1, it's 20 wins to make up a loss. And when I lost that trade that I was $20 away from passing the account, when I lost that trade, that was a 20-to-1 trade. I was taking that because I needed $20. I just took a really, really small target, and I still lost. So it's possible to lose, and it seems like with the strategy that I use, where I am buying off of the higher time frames and going with the higher time frame direction, it seems like if price is going to bounce, it usually is able to bounce at least that far. I mean, we can see it with that EuroCAD trade, EuroCAD and the NZD CAD trade. If price is going to bounce, usually it's going to bounce enough to get to that risk to reward. So having something smaller than that doesn't really make sense. And on top of that, it's only really, 5 wins to make up a loss, which can come back really fast because you're constantly on a win streak. You lose one trade, you're probably going to go on another 10, 15, 20 win streak just like that because of how everything works with the negative risk reward and how consistent the wins are and everything. So it's really not that big of a deal when you lose. So I learned that, and I learned a lot about controlling my emotions. There were some of these trades where I would close out early because I was scared to lose. And it's been a really good experience, but it took about 45 days to pass the first part. I had a couple losses, had a stupid thing happen with the second loss where it wouldn't let me risk. This one where it didn't let me risk how much I wanted to risk. Or this one, it didn't let me risk how much. You can see these were all 5-to-1s, and then this one was a little bit less, and it was $20 short because it didn't let me risk what I wanted to risk. So then in the very next trade, I had a loss, which was ridiculous. But throughout this whole thing of growing a lot as a trader and learn how to control my emotions and stick to my plan, I've learned that I feel 5-to-1s are probably the best risk to reward for me and my strategy. And now we are going to tackle the second challenge, and hopefully in the next 2 weeks I can update you guys and show you that it is definitely possible to be consistently profitable with a negative risk reward. I mean, you can see just from this thing alone, over the month and a half, it was consistently going up. We're uptrending. So that's it, man. Old Flex out.